The room was almost silent. Only the faint scratching of a pen disturbed the air as numbers appeared one after another across a small leather ledger. Every cent was recorded, every expense, every payment, every debt. Even the smallest coin that entered or left his pocket was given a permanent place on the page. To almost anyone else, it would have looked like an ordinary habit. It wasn't. It was the blueprint of an empire. Long before the world knew his name, before newspapers condemned him, before politicians tried to dismantle the company he built, and before his fortune became so vast that no living person had ever witnessed anything like it, a young man was teaching himself a lesson that would shape modern capitalism. Nothing escapes measurement. Most people imagine fortunes beginning with brilliant ideas, a revolutionary invention, an extraordinary moment of luck. That is not how this story begins. It begins with discipline so relentless it bordered on obsession, because wealth, at its highest level, is rarely created by dramatic moments. More often, it emerges from countless invisible decisions, small enough to seem meaningless on their own, yet powerful enough to alter the course of history when repeated over decades. John Davison Rockefeller understood that long before anyone understood him. History remembers him as America's richest man. Others remember him as the ruthless monopolist who swallowed competitors without hesitation. Each version contains fragments of truth. None tells the entire story. Because Rockefeller was never merely building a business. He was constructing something far more unsettling. A system. Systems obey different rules than people. A person grows tired. A system does not. A person hesitates. A system keeps moving. Once perfected, a system can continue producing wealth long after its creator has stepped away from the controls. That idea would quietly transform not only the oil industry, but nearly every major corporation that followed. Yet none of that was visible in the beginning. The America into which Rockefeller was born in 1839 was still a young nation searching for its identity. Horses outnumbered machines. Nights belonged to darkness, broken only by candles and whale oil lamps. The world was waiting for something it could not yet name. Then, almost by accident, humanity discovered that beneath ordinary soil lay an ocean of liquid fire, oil. Most people believed oil itself would create fortunes. That wasn't what happened. Oil created chaos. Thousands rushed towards Pennsylvania's oil fields, chasing impossible dreams. Farmers became speculators. Blacksmiths became entrepreneurs. Entire towns appeared almost overnight, only to disappear just as quickly. Prices soared, then collapsed. Fortunes were made in weeks. Many vanished even faster. To most observers, it looked like opportunity. Rockefeller saw something else. Waste, disorder, an industry drowning in its own success. He looked beyond the wells, beyond the black liquid rising from the earth. He saw the barrels, the railroads, the refineries, the contracts, the invisible network connecting every drop of oil to every household that depended on it. He realized something his competitors did not. The true value was never the oil itself. It was control. That distinction would eventually make him the first confirmed billionaire in modern history. But billionaire is a strangely inadequate word. Today, new billionaires appear almost every year. In Rockefeller's era, the idea bordered on the unimaginable. $1 million was already extraordinary wealth. $1 billion belonged more to mathematics than business. When Rockefeller crossed that threshold, he wasn't simply richer than everyone else. He existed on an entirely different economic scale. Researchers still debate what his fortune would equal today. Many estimates place it in the hundreds of billions of dollars, making him one of the wealthiest individuals in modern history. Yet even those calculations miss something important. Money was only the visible consequence. Power was the real achievement, because Rockefeller discovered a principle that extends far beyond business. The greatest fortunes are rarely built by working harder than everyone else. They are built by designing systems that make everyone else work inside your design. It is a principle that echoes through history, from railroads and banking to technology platforms and global logistics. The names change, the industries evolve, the principle remains. Perhaps that is what makes Rockefeller so fascinating and so unsettling. His story is not simply about one extraordinarily wealthy man. It is about a moment when civilization itself changed direction, when efficiency began to outrank tradition, when organization defeated chaos, when systems quietly became more powerful than individuals. The ledger on that small wooden desk was never just a notebook. It was the first page of a blueprint. The empire would come later. The world would never be organized in quite the same way again. The world is built on ideas, systems, and empires. Which one should we uncover next? If there's another empire, billionaire, company, or historical mystery you'd like us to explore, leave your suggestion in the comments below. And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden systems that shaped history, consider subscribing to Empire Theory.